This is not a real interview. It is solely for the purpose of education. Miss Martin is a 26-year-old single mother of two. She is concerned about her recent unintentional weight loss and occasional dizziness. As the nurse, we are going to examine Gordon's role relationship pattern while attempting to identify the core cause of her health concerns.
Oh, hi, my name is Jennifer. I'm going to be your nurse today.
Hi.
So I'm a nurse here at St. Joe's Hospital, and I'm just going to be asking you a couple questions regarding what brought you in today, so maybe we can address some of your health concerns.
Okay, that sounds good.
So this should only take about 15 minutes, and I see that your insurance provider is Blue Cross, so that's going to require a $20 copay.
Yeah, the receptionist told me that already.
Okay, great. So could you please state your name and date of birth so I can just confirm that I'm with the right patient?
Yeah, my name is Amanda Martin, and I was born on May 3rd, 1983.
Okay, thank you. I'd just like to let you know that everything we do here today is confidential and it's only going to be shared with other members of the healthcare team.
Okay.
So do you have any other questions before we begin?
Nope, I think I'm good.
Okay, so what brings you in today?
Well, the past couple months I've been very stressed out about my physical, emotional, and financial state. I lost like 15 pounds in the last 3 months, and that's just not like me. And I've been feeling really like dizzy and lightheaded.
Oh, okay. I can see why that would be a little bit concerning to you. Do you have any indication on why you've been feeling this way?
No, not really. I just haven't been feeling myself lately.
Okay. About how long would you say you haven't been feeling like yourself?
I would think about maybe like 6 months. About
6 months? Okay. So do these concerns come on suddenly or as a result of anything specific?
I don't think anything specific. I've just been under a lot of stress lately, and I think it's just starting to build up.
Okay. So you're pretty concerned with this weight loss that you're experiencing?
Yeah, it's not like me to lose weight like that. I've been able to maintain a constant weight like in my life, so it's just something that I'm not used to, and I feel like it's not healthy.
Okay. So you said you've never experienced any weight loss like this before?
No, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to come in and talk too.
Okay, well it's a good thing that you came in so we can discuss your weight and maybe get you a little bit more on track and have an idea of why you were even losing weight in the first place.
Okay, thanks. That sounds good. I just want to feel like myself again.
Okay. So have your eating habits changed at all over the past few months?
Well, actually, now that you mention it, kind of. I haven't been eating as much, and I guess I'm not really eating nutritious foods, really.
Okay. Could you describe what your current eating habits are like?
Sure. I don't really eat breakfast, and then where I work, we don't really get lunch breaks because we're so busy. So I don't really have time for lunch either. And then for dinner, I have 2 boys, so I just usually eat what they eat.
Okay. What do you normally make them for dinner? What kind of stuff would you be eating?
Like chicken nuggets and mac and cheese.
So like kid-friendly stuff mostly?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think that some of those current eating habits are having a negative effect on your weight?
Yeah, I think probably they have something to do with it. Also, working and being a single mom takes up a lot of my time. So I think also it has like a lot of pressure on me to do good for my kids. So that probably has a lot to do with it.
So you think that the stress that you've been under recently is also having an effect on your weight loss?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So have you tried anything to alleviate that stress? Maybe like taking a nap, reading a book, anything like that?
Not really. Like I said, I don't have time for myself.
Oh. Okay, so you haven't really found anything that helps your stress?
No.
Okay, well now we'll move on to another topic. You mentioned earlier that you were a little bit financially stressed. Can you describe what your current job is like?
Well, right now I'm working at Kohl's for a minimum wage job,
It feels so demeaning to work with teenagers, and I just feel so unimportant to my old job. Not to mention I make a lot less money than I did before.
So how does that job situation impact your family?
It puts a lot of stress on me to be able to provide for myself and my boys. It was never this hard with my other job. I never had to worry about having enough money to put food on the table and pay for my bills.
Okay. What was your old job like?
Well, I used to work at Rexnord, where I was a maintenance supervisor. I loved all my coworkers there, and I felt like I had an important role. My wage was extremely higher, and I was able to pay for more things and be involved with my kids.
Okay, so I understand that when you were at your old job, you were in a much better state compared to where you are now at Kohl's.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Describe how you feel when you work at Kohl's. Like when you get there, do you feel the same as when you leave, or is there any changes?
Well, when I get there, I feel fine, but then when I leave, I just feel drained and unsatisfied.
Can you describe the relationship that you have with some of your coworkers?
Well, I don't really take time to become friends with my coworkers because they're all younger than me, so I don't really fit in.
Okay, so how has the stress from work affected the relationships you have with your family?
Well, I'm a single mom, so it's hard to balance everything. I feel guilty about working all the time and not being able to spend time with my boys. I always worried about that I won't be able to pay for like school activities or programs that they want to be in. So
How many kids do you have?
I have two boys, 4 and 6,
Oh, that's cool. What are their names?
Bentley and Max.
Those are cute names. Can you describe the relationship that you have with Bentley and Max?
Well, before I lost my job, I was a happier person, and that reflected in my parenting. Even though I worked a lot, I always found time and energy to do stuff with them. Now, with my new job, I'm just crabby and I don't want to do anything when I get home.
Okay. How do you think that this has affected Bentley and Max?
Well, I think they feel like they've lost their mom, and it's affecting them by they keep acting out and trying to get attention by me. They fight with each other all the time, and their teachers are telling me that they're not listening in school.
Um, so you mean that ever since you lost your job, you think that it's kind of had a negative impact on your kids too?
Yeah, I think so.
I can see how that would be a big change for them too. So with everything that's going on, is there anyone that you go to for support?
Well, I confide in my mother on occasion because she lives far away and she works all the time, and I just don't want to bug her too much where she thinks that I'm a bad mom and can't take care of my kids.
I understand. Is there anyone else in your life that lives a little bit closer that maybe you could confide in for some support?
Not really. Everyone, like my family, my friends, they all live out of town, so I don't really talk to them.
I see. Do you receive any support from Max and Bentley's father since you mentioned that you were single?
Well, their father is my ex-husband, Zach. He hasn't really been a part of their lives since he's been in jail for like 3.5 months. It's always just been me and the boys, so I don't receive any support from them.
So how do you think the absence of Bentley and Max's father has affected them growing up?
Well, because it's like all they've known that he hasn't been in our lives. I don't think they think about it too much. They never really ask about dad but when they do talk about him, I just tell them that he lives far away for his work.
You must feel so isolated with that. Would you say that you also feel isolated within your neighborhood or even within the community?
I guess so, yeah.
Have you ever considered becoming more of an active member of the community at all?
Well, I've considered it because people there would understand what has been going on in my life, and I would meet more friends that are my age. So I've thought about it, but since I'm a single mom, I don't really have time to go and actively look into them.
So I understand that you're kind of looking to get involved for support, even though you haven't been successful with it yet.
Yeah, that's correct.
So have you looked into any specific support groups at all, or have you just been thinking about looking into it?
Well, I've mainly just been thinking about it. I'm not really sure where to start, and I worry that I won't have enough time in my busy schedule to fit it in.
Okay. I know that there's a number of different groups in the area, They'll have various schedules of times they meet, so hopefully we'll be able to find a time that'll work with your schedule. Would that be something you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Okay, before you leave today, I'll give you some pamphlets and I'll have a little bit more information about the specifics of the support group and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. So we've addressed a number of different concerns today. Is there anything else you'd like to mention before we conclude the interview?
Not really, no.
Okay, so today we've discussed your weight loss, some of your dizziness concerns, and those are probably a result of the stress with your social, financial, and the role within your family. I think it would be a good idea if I would refer you to a nutritionist and maybe even a psychiatrist. Like I said earlier, I'm also going to provide you with some pamphlets with some more information about the single mother support groups. And I'm also going to schedule a monthly checkup with your doctor just to make sure you're staying on track with the plan. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, great. All right, well, Miss Martin, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
I'll show you out to the front.
Okay.